Okay, hey guys. So I just finished watching this Apple TV series called Prime Target. I thought it was like a really good series. I mean, I don't like the way it ended, but it's something I never saw before. Now, yeah, I'm into the apocalyptic end of the world type of stuff, and this was one thing I never thought of is that what if there is something called a prime finder, something that can break the code of primes, something that tells us that the universe, nature, primes, it's not random. There's there is stability. Like there is a pattern that you can find. Like the there's perfection in the madness or something like that. And so I thought that was quite interesting. Like you've heard about codes that can hack throughout the world and everything, and this would completely drawn into it. And not to spoil it, but this was to make the whole end thing. What you found out is that somebody wanted this to happen to end the current system, a world revolution. This could be used to end our current world of secrets and using digital keys. It was saying, I bet this is true. The people who made like cryptography, who did this stuff, did not realize the horrific ways that it will be used. Like governments using it to hide their secrets, things like that. How it was used for like nefarious means. Like how, I'm not sure if you've heard about it. There's like an app where it hides all of your like a phone. No, they made a phone where it can hide all of your activity. There's certain apps like WeChat or whatever, encryptions and all that stuff, so that no one, not even the government, can look into it. So criminals are using it to hide themselves and be able to communicate. And the thing is, it can't be broken into, so the police can't help it. But the same can be used for the corporate oligarchs and our nefarious militaries. And so I think this series was quite interesting. Of course, you can tell if you watch it. A lot of the shows I watch, like recently I decided to watch Scandal. It's an American thriller series, and the hypocrisy and the lies it represents, and just the liberal mindset that we've all been brainwashed to believe. It's insane. Like, one thing that has always confounded me is the idea, this liberal idea, even though in practice it doesn't happen, is that all life is equal. Like, there are people who will kill themselves for the President of the United States. Like, if a president gets kidnapped, people will all risk their lives to save the president. That's just one life. So, again, it's not everyone's equal. And it's time that we realize that. And that, yes, in the utilitarian mindset, the ends always justify the means. The end always justifies the means. And that even though some people might die from this so-called world revolution, and if like this would end things and help the world for the better, and sometimes the loss of life can save others. Like I also another show, Dexter. I watched a kind of a franchise now, Dexter, New Blood, Dexter, Original Sin, and one of thing I didn't think of it till his son mentioned it to him, is that you killing these people, like you've killed you've killed thousands, you've probably saved hundreds of thousands, because those people would have taken lives. And again, this whole idea of, like in Scandal, it's all about justice. Like, it's such a fake word, justice. What does that really mean? What's that gonna do? Like, the criminal, discussed this in the previous video, the criminal system. What does that do? It does, like, the criminal system is literally, it just puts you away, or it kills you for something. What's that gonna do? That's gonna end you. Like, I totally believe, now I believe in rehabilitation, but if militaries would happen, like, even the work camps in Russia are quite severe and evil, I think that the idea of it, or even like workhouses, Victorian workhouses, horrible, planned. Same with residential schools in Canada, the Indigenous residential schools. Horrible, planned out, but it was a great idea. And like prisons, you're just putting them in a cell. They're actually costing taxpayer money. They're doing nothing. There's no value. And that's one thing I promote. If you've watched my previous videos, if you've gone onto my website, is I think everybody has a value, of course, different values, and that everything should be valued. There should be something that you're doing, and that's why I advocate, if you can't do it, be humanely disposed of. Like, society needs people to bring something to it, to give it. People need to give and give to help society. People need value. And as they can, example, prison, instead of putting them away and locking them in a cell, you can use them for cheap labor. They can do things, they can be productive. You can, like the education courses they give them, they can become a productive member of society and they can still help. Unlike the corporate financial sector, which is really sucking the life, there's no value in that. It's taking away value, it's taking away life. And that's the thing, we talk about taking someone's life like it's the most cruel thing you can do. The most cruel thing you can do is put people into debt where they can never get out. They're in depression. They have to take out loans. It affects the rest of their family. Sometimes the people get violent and abuse others around them. That, to me, is worse than the killing of somebody. Because, of course, we don't know what happens after death. And, yes, killing is, like, depending on, killing is sort of objectively said to be wrong. But isn't it, we don't know what's beyond life. Maybe it's just the end. But at least when we're living, we should be treated with respect. And yeah, sorry, the video's getting a little bit long and I'm going off topic. But I just wanted to bring this thoughts to you guys, okay? Thank you.